What's up, guys? Pachata Rockstar here once again with Star Realms Replay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Really excited. Today's game is going to be against chaderic20. And, I like the way he handled himself in this game. I thought he did pretty darn good. But we make an epic comeback. Lightning speed comeback, and you'll see. It's a great game. And a lot to learn, a lot to take from it. So let's dive in. First things first, the Chad man, I'm assuming it's a dude, has 3 trade. So, argument could be made to pick up Survey Ship. It's 1 trade, it draws a card, it's nice. Warp Grid Cruiser being out there, a lot of people shit on this card, but I do think as a 6-drop, it's kind of worth going after. And having Fed Shuttle and having Frontier Runner out there, this gives you a nice 1-2 combo. 6 heal, 4 trade. It's a good setup for your deck to potentially allow you to get some really big cards that come later. That being said, Warp Grid Cruiser, while I do like the card and it is worth going after, you could accomplish the same thing by getting Survey Ship to allow you to get Warp Grid Cruiser. So I don't know if this is necessarily the best play, but it's hard for me to argue with 2 pretty solid 1-drops here. The problem is, though, it will bloat your deck eventually, and you'll probably have to figure out a way to scrap them and get rid of them later. But for right now, I think it's a good play. I would like it more if there was like an 8-drop or 7-drop out here, because then you really want to go after it and target it. But I still think it's a good play, and ultimately I do think it is the better play. And he flips a 1-drop. Nice. This is also a very good play. With 2 6-drops out there now, picking up Imperial Fighter is actually good because a lot of times I will have 6 trade and then he'll force me to discard and I won't be able to buy something. This is where Imperial Fighter's strength really comes in. A lot of people shit on that card too, but in a game where you're fighting for huge pieces, the discards become very powerful in the early game when you're fighting over 6, 7, and 8 drops. So I like this play a lot. He's got a really good start. This is tough. We're on our heels. So I think the correct play here is to actually get Mobile Market. It gives me 2 trade. He doesn't have a lot of damage, so the likelihood of Mobile Market staying out there is pretty high. And it gives me the best chance to get a Warp Grid Cruiser or a Junkyard. Survey Ship is also a good purchase if you'd rather just automatically have the card draw. So it's worth thinking about. We end up with the Survey Ship. Yeah, I think this is a bit of a mistake, but it's fine. Maybe I just wanted the card draw more than anything else. But I think Mobile Market is the better play. Because again, you can scrap Mobile Market to get scrap 2. So, and it's blue. It would keep a blue away. Yeah, this is a mistake. This is a mistake already. Wow, 1 for 1 on mistakes. Let's go. He plays for it. He gets Mobile Market. Yep. Yeah, bad play on our part. That's quite unfortunate. But hey, look, he flips a scrapper. We're gonna have to get that scrapper. Now the hard part is that if I give him Outland Station, he'll have 2 blue bases. He'll have 2 blue 1-drops. He's gonna be set in terms of trade. The good news is though, he's getting Warp Grid Cruiser and he's getting Junkyard. So those aren't exactly the high impact cards that I'd be really afraid of. So it's a gamble, but I'm kind of willing to let him have Outland Station if it means that I get to pick up a scrap card. Plus, now that I have Survey Ship, I'm able to draw into Plasmabot a little bit faster, making Plasmabot a little bit stronger. So a little bit of serendipity there. A little bit of it was a mistake, but I'm probably not going to get punished for it now. He picks up Outland Station. Yep. A little unfortunate he didn't pair up to get extra healing and maybe get a 6-drop, but we're not going to complain. We've already made a bad mistake, so we're not going to complain about good fortune. I pick up Ravager. I think this is the better play than picking up the Blob World or the Battle Station. Yeah, the Battle Station will probably protect us for a while, but it's not really doing anything else. It's not preventing him from getting trade. It just kind of prevents us from taking a few points of damage. I don't necessarily mind taking a few points of damage if it means I can pick up a card as good as Ravager. And maybe we can get Blob World later to pair with it. And since he is going super trade heavy, going aggro is it's a pretty viable strategy. The tough part is that there's really nothing else out here that sort of lets us go aggro. So this we might, if we don't get lucky and don't grab enough additional damage, we could definitely get stuck. Just doing 10 damage to him, but him healing for 12 every time. So we have to be aware that we may have to shift strategies midway through. So he ends up getting Junkyard, which is good. You know, he can heal up now. He can delay the game. He can allow Junkyard to just sit out there and scrap, scrap, scrap until he gets efficient. It's a good play, and I think it's a better play than getting the Warp Cruiser. So there's another scrapper out there. So now we're starting to formulate our strategy now, right? Now we can become a scrap deck. We can become a damage deck. We can start to be efficient. So I like the idea of going Scout to get the trade bot, and then for trade to go trade Frontier Ferry to allow us to get Warp Gate Cruiser, or just to give us more trade, keep another healing card away from him, keep a base destroyer away from him. Even though Blob World does pair with our Ravager, I think the Frontier Ferry is the better play here. Sometimes you gotta stop your opponent from getting good cards, you know. He gets Warp Gate Cruiser anyway. He doesn't even have to get rid of a mobile market for it. Um, hmm. 2, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he should have gotten Moonworm. No, Moonworm is better. Moonworm is better. This is a mistake. I think he's trying to go Warp Gate Cruiser Trade Hauler, but Moonworm is a significantly better card than Warp Gate Cruiser. This is a mistake. Yes, I realize Warp Gate Cruiser pairs with his Imperial Fighter, but no. No. Yeah, and then he leaves me Ravager. Like, you've got plenty of trade. You don't need more healing. You don't need more trade. I think this is the first, like, pretty clear mistake on his part. So we end up getting Corvette and Predator because, again, we're going aggro. We want card draw, we want damage, we want everything we can possibly do here. And I end up scrapping the Explorer here. That might be a mistake with the Moonworm and the Warworld out there, but he's got so much trade. We're not winning on big cards. We're not winning on trade. We're not winning on attack. We're only gonna win with damage, right? That's the only we're not gonna win by getting big cards. So getting rid of Explorer here, is the right thing to do. And the more efficient we can make our deck, the more heavy card draw we can make our deck, the more like yellows we can get that draw stuff. Maybe we get Warworld. That's how we win, right? We're just gonna win with pure damage and pure cycling and card draw. He gets Warworld. Fuck. That's brutal. That was a good play too, because it kept Warworld away from us. So I end up buying this. What's the name of that card again? Drawing a blank. Orbital Shuttle. I had a thought. My thinking was, if I can get Orbital Shuttle, Blob World, Battle Station, I can start to go a little more defensive. I have the scrap edge. Maybe I can start forming a base deck, or at least take bases away from him. Because he's got healing, and if he gets more bases, he'll just set up and destroy us. So I'm kind of proactively countering him by taking Orbital Shuttle away, taking something like a Battle Station or a Blob World away. Maybe even a Long Hauler, try to get more bases. That's worth thinking about. Oh, I don't have enough. Yeah, so I end up getting Blob World because it pairs with my bases. And then I scrap this to kill that because I don't want him to have 7 trade and go after Moonworm. Yeah, we're trying to manage the game now, right? Like I want to take bases away from him so I can have enough defense to where I don't die, and then allow my efficiency and my scrapping and my damage to kind of take over. That's sort of the plan. Whether we execute it or not, oh god, no. Ah, he gets Corvette too. Damn it. And then he gets to heal. Oh, this is bad. Do I have enough to even kill the frickin' thing? Nope. Oh, oh. Oh, I did. What the hell, for real? Oh, it's only 5 HP. That's why. Okay. I thought it was 6. Okay, so we get pretty lucky. We gotta be getting Falcon. Hey, more yellow, more card draw, the better. I don't know why we picked up Skiff. Maybe keeping a blue card away from him? Oh, wow. And he gets Trade Escort. Oh, no, this is horrible. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, see, this is what we were afraid of, right? We were afraid of him setting up. We're going to keep that out there. We got blobs coming. It'll force him to put 5 damage into it. Like, I'm not worried about my life total, per se, but I am worried about him having so many bases that he just, he just forms an impenetrable wall. So we kind of got a hope here. Man, Warp Gate Cruiser, look at this. Doing work. Gets him 6 damage, discards all his bad cards. He still picks up Moonworm. Man, this is bad. This is very, very bad. But yeah, so we scrap. We would have had 5 trade. I guess you could say Gunship might have been a good play too to try to get the Transit Nexus, but I'm trying to keep bases away from him. I'm already thinking I need to play a little more defensively at this point, so I'm starting to try to adjust my strategy here. Yeah, he picks up Supply Bot. Damn it. Now he's got a scrapper now. He's got plenty of defense, plenty of bases. He's not that efficient yet, so maybe there's a window where we can kill him before his efficiency comes through. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I'm not liking our position too much here. But our life total is not that threatened, and we do have some bases, so this game's far from over, but I do think we're on our back foot now. Yep. Alright, yeah. So we got a new plan, right? We have that orbital shuttle. We're picking up bases now. We are trying to co-opt his base strategy, but we're going to co-opt it with more efficiency and more card draw. So, I mean, look at these life totals. 63 to 34, man. Like, we're feeling it. We're feeling the pinch, but we're kind of hoping he just, he's got his whole deck. He's got 21, 22 cards. He doesn't have a lot of card draw. It might take him a while to get through his deck, and he might have a couple of dead turns. So, we're still looking okay. Oh, Lord. Picks up the Ion Station. And then another Frontier Runner, he doesn't need that. So he's also kind of starting to bloat his deck a little, too. He needs to be careful he doesn't just turn his deck into a deck that only heals but doesn't kill. Yeah, and then we pick up Gunship. We want the 5 damage. We want to be able to pick up Transit Nexus. Just more yellows, more damage. Wow, look at this. Oh, wow, look at this. Man, people shit on Warp Gate Cruiser, but look at how good it is, dude. It always draws a card. It gets rid of shit cards that you don't want. It does somewhere between, 0 to 8 damage, which is excellent. Which is a pretty good damage output. And, you got other card draw cards to go with it. I mean, it's a good card, and we are down to 21. Fucking A, look at this. But notice now, we're getting the efficiency going now, right? Boom, scrap, boom, scrap, boom, scrap. He's given us time. That's the one problem with having a healing defensive deck is you give your opponent more turns. So we're becoming pretty darn efficient now. We might be out of starters soon. Then he has the one bad turn. Now he picks up Transit Nexus, which is an excellent card. But guess what? He leaves this base open. I have Blob World. I'm going to get 2 card draws and a significant amount of damage here. And now I can get Dreadnought. And then the bases get set up. And look at all this card draw. And I scrap everything down. Boom. Lose Gunship to pick up Dreadnought. I'll take that every day of the week. We just dropped 20 on his ass, and we've got an additional 15 damage worth of bases. All of a sudden, it's effectively 44 to 40. And look at this deck. 5 cards. 5 cards plus 3 bases. This card draws, and that card could potentially draw if I pick up a blue. Like, we're going to draw our whole deck soon. Like, all of a sudden, we are dangerous. If he doesn't kill us now, yeah, here we go. Draw base. There it is. Look at that. Boom. Scrap one base to pick up another base. That gives us a card draw instead. All of a sudden. And look at this. Boom. He gets us down deep, dude. You know, it's a good turn. It's not a bad turn. But then we set up. Look, draw, 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 draw. And we even scrap a scrapper. You know? Now, he only needs 25 or 24. So it's not like we're safe. But if he doesn't kill us, we're about to, you know, this is a one-turn game at this point. He doesn't kill us, we kill him. And then just bad enough. And he heals up and he hopes he's out of range, but here comes the hammer. See? We could have hit him for more damage. We could have hit him for 40. And that is the danger of playing almost purely defensively. That is the danger of playing a base strategy. When you play base strategy, you have to be able to still kill your opponent. You have to do what's called turning the corner, to where you're going down a defensive path and then you whoop, turn the corner and say, it's time to kill my opponent now. You have to acquire those good damage cards. You can't just keep acquiring trade and keep acquiring healing. What does healing do? It essentially just extends the game, right? It gives you more turns. The problem is, the more turns you give your opponent, the more likely it is for him to enact his strategy. You don't want to give your opponent the chance to fully realize a counter strategy to yours. And the problem with playing a base healing oriented strategy is that your opponent can do the same thing, only better and with more damage. And that's what ended up happening. I protected my face. I bought a bunch of bases. I pivoted, but I had a lot of damage already. I had a lot of card draw already. And so when I augmented it with bases and a little bit of healing and some additional card draw that also healed, i.e. Orbital Shuttle, that was it. That was enough to just buoy my life total enough to not die, but then hit them for 10, 20, 30, 40 at the end. You know? When my deck got that efficient, it was over. And you saw it. I was way down. It was 60 to 20 something. But he didn't get the finishing blow in, and I was able to realize my deck and its potential, and then boom, got him. So you got to be careful. When you are playing a defensive strategy, at a certain point, you have to turn the corner and go for the win. So, guys, I hope you like this game. I hope you see how fast things can turn when you get your deck down efficient. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for being here, and I'll see y'all later.